Good morning. First, before anything, I kind of want to apologize for the whole lighting situation. It's not even 7 o'clock in the morning and it's super gloomy outside. Normally we have like the sun that shines in the morning and the sunrise, so it's beautiful, but it's raining outside, so I don't have that. So I have my ring light and I haven't used it in forever. I'm also very out of breath, but this week's video is a little different. As you guys know, for the last like 20 something weeks, I've been doing weekly vlogs every week, and to be honest, the last like 3 or 4, I just haven't felt like vlogging. I haven't felt like filming anything. It's been feeling very, very repetitive. So I figured this week, I think I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a life update, a little bit of my goals for after I have this baby. If you are new here and you don't know, I am 39 weeks pregnant, 39 weeks and 4 days. When this video goes up, it'll be 39 weeks and 6 days. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of what's going on with me, and then also some of my fitness goals, because if you guys don't know, is before I started doing these weekly vlogs is I was uploading a lot of like fitness content, and I really want to get back to that eventually after I have this baby. And then I also want to talk about some healthy habits that I'm hoping to kind of incorporate in my like everyday routine once this baby comes, and even so now, like starting it now, that way once this baby comes, it's easier to kind of get into. That's pretty much what we're going to talk about today. I will try to put timestamps at like the bottom of the screen so you can kind of click and pick what part you want to watch if you want to watch a specific part. Yes. Without further ado, I'll just get into everything. I just want to chat. I just want to sit down, chat, chillax with you guys today. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a life update, kind of where I'm at in my birth and pregnancy process. I am 39 weeks, like I just said, 39 weeks and 4 days, and let me tell you, I'm feeling it. He just doesn't want to come out. Even my mom was not laughing at me, but I was a due date baby, so which means she had to go the full 40 weeks, and she was just saying how he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna be just like his mom and not come until 40 weeks. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm ready for him to come, mentally and physically ready. My due date is on Wednesday. It'll be the day after this video goes up. It is August 17, 2022 is my due date. So we'll see when he decides to show up. I have gotten lots of questions on if we have a name picked out for him. We do have a name. I'm not telling it online yet. I have told like friends, and if my friends like ask me in person, I'll tell them. I will say though, it is a name that I have never heard before around the area that I live in. I have heard it before, but it like not anywhere around us, which is kind of nice. And that's the response I've basically gotten from everybody that's asked, is that they've never heard the name. So that's exciting. So this week is big week. So it's Sunday today, August 14 today that I'm talking to you guys. So last week at my doctor's appointment, she asked me if I would be okay with being induced, and I said yes, please. I'm not one of those people who like really cares all that much. Like at this point, I'm just so uncomfortable. I just want him out. I'd love for him to come on his own time, but if he doesn't come by Thursday, which is the day after my due date, I have a doctor's appointment that day. They're gonna do an ultrasound, kind of assess if he's okay, and then if they have room at the hospital, which they said it looks like they will induce me on either Thursday or Friday, depending on what my ultrasound scans look like and all that stuff. So that's so crazy to think that like by next weekend I could have a baby. Honestly, literally any day I could have a baby, but like for sure by next weekend I could have a baby. That's if they have room for me. Obviously I'm not high risk, and I'm not like, he seems to be doing just fine. He's moving like normal, he's measuring like normal, his heart rate sounds good, everything's kind of still going the way it's supposed to. So they said like they're only gonna do it if they have room. If they obviously don't have room, I'm not a medical emergency, they're not gonna take me. I do want to take my camera. I don't think I'm going to film the actual birth process because I don't think I can film in that room. They like specifically ask you not to film. You can take pictures, but no video cameras, which I'm totally fine with. But I really kind of want to do like a 24 hours, first 24 hours postpartum in the hospital, because I know I'm gonna have to stay for 48 hours. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, when I see like them doing a 24-hour with a newborn, and I understand why people don't want to film it because it's chaotic and crazy and nutso, but I thought it would be kind of fun to do, or at least like maybe not a full 24 hours, but like little bits and pieces of like what it's like postpartum in the hospital room with a newborn. Okay, so my plan for after I give birth, I do plan to do a hospital birth. I do have the strep B, so I need those antibiotics for the baby to be safe. Also, we're having a boy. Don't know if I mentioned that, but we're having a boy. But my plan for after is to take that full 6 weeks postpartum off of everything, off of the gym, kind of relaxing, kind of trying to mentally rewire my brain that I have 2 kids now instead of 1, and what that's gonna be like, and just kind of really giving myself some grace there. So with Paisley, I was still in school when I gave birth to her, and I was actually going back to dance after. So with her, every time that I was in the gym, my full intention was to be able to compete that following season, which was only like 2.5 months postpartum for me. And I did, but I was in the gym 2 weeks after I gave birth with her, which please do not do. Thinking back on it, like I was 20 years old. Like I was dumb. I probably should not have done that. Everything worked out good. Like I could have really hurt myself. I will not be doing that with this kid. I will be taking those full 6 weeks, especially because we have another one, and I'm gonna need all my energy and all my mental capacity to go towards them. Towards the end of the 6 weeks, I might start doing like a little bit of postpartum, like yoga, something super low impact if I feel my body needs it and my body needs to move. Most likely I will just be going for walks with the kids, but if I feel like my body needs something more than that, I would do some postpartum yoga. Nothing high impact, nothing crazy, nothing that I almost wouldn't do like on a day-to-day basis when I'm just playing with Paisley. Like if I'm gonna do like get on the ground and do some things, like I would do those things with Paisley anyway. And I also do plan on breastfeeding. I feel like I'm jumping around in this video, but I'm sorry. But I do plan on breastfeeding. I have gotten a lot of questions about that. I plan on breastfeeding as long as I can. With Paisley, I was only able to breastfeed her for 3 months before I went back to school. And then with stress and just like length of my classes and not being able to take breaks to pump, like there was just a lot going on that I unfortunately lost my milk supply and I couldn't feed her anymore. My ultimate goal, like my far goal for me, would be to breastfeed for a full year, because 1, it's good for them. 2, I'm cheap and I don't want to buy formula. This is free. So I would ultimately like to get to a year, but my realistic goal, only because I did lose my milk supply with Paisley, is 6 months. If I can make it to 6 months, I will be happy. Oh, I'm out of breath sitting here. I just forget how out of breath I get filming sit-down videos. 1, because you just talk so much. Then also like being pregnant, you can't even see my belly, but wow. Anyway, moving on. Now I'm going to talk about my fitness goals after, because touching on that, I'm not going to go back to the gym right away, which you should not. There's a reason they tell you not to. After I give birth, the first full year, I am not really going to focus on how I look. I'm not going to focus on any huge goals. Mainly because I want to allow myself to, 1, when you're breastfeeding, you have a higher body fat percentage just because your body naturally needs that. So I don't want to focus on any sort of look, because realistically it's not going to be what I'm going to look like after I'm done breastfeeding, and I don't want my mind to focus on that. My main goal for the first year after is to just get back into a routine after those 6 weeks postpartum, and then kind of trying to figure out what workouts I like again and what I can do, and then also figuring out when I have time to work out when I have 2 kids, one that doesn't nap, Paisley doesn't nap, and then one that's a newborn or one that's, under a year old. Like trying to just figure out times to be able to work out and getting more back into a routine. That's really what my focus is for the first full year. I'll have some like other goals, like weight goals, once I start getting back into things, but the main priority is just getting back into a routine, feeling confident in that routine. And then after a year, that's when I want to start focusing on more mobility and functionality. Basically, I want to be like that cool, fit mom that's playing with her kids in the water, playing with her kids at the park, running around with them. Like, I want to be able to have my training match that, and like I want to be able to go skiing and tubing with my kids and doing all this fun stuff with them. I feel like being a mom, my perspective has changed so much, and that like I would rather focus on my heart health, my gut health, all those kinds of things versus being like I want to look good. So my goal is to be doing more functional workouts and more mobility stuff. I do still plan on lifting weights and plan on like setting goals to lift heavy, just because I purely enjoy that. Like I love reaching for a goal, like a weight goal, and hitting it, and it's so satisfying. But I'm also going to be incorporating those functionality workouts and different mobility workouts within my exercises. That way it can kind of translate into both. Oh, I gotta move positions because my legs are literally falling asleep. But those are kind of my fitness goals that I kind of want to get into after those 6 weeks postpartum. And I do plan to kind of document that journey on this channel, because I did do a lot of fitness stuff before I started doing these weekly vlogs. I love the health and fitness like whole side of things. I've always loved it, and I plan to go back to that. I still am gonna do motherhood and like baby and stuff, but I want to show more of the fitness side of it as I go back. All that being said, I'm gonna move on to some healthy habits that I want to start incorporating like now, and then continue incorporating after the baby is born. And let me tell you, it's not going to be easy. The number one thing is not going on my phone first thing in the morning. I used to be so good at this. I don't know what's happened recently, like within the last like month or two, but I literally check my phone every morning. The other morning I didn't check my phone right away, and it was so nice. And I just need to not, like, it's gotten to a point where I'm like, I'll pick up my phone first thing in the morning out of habit, and I won't even think about it, and then I'll literally pick it up and I'll start checking and scrolling, and all of a sudden I'll be like, why am I doing this? Like, put it down. So that is the number one thing that I want to work on, is just not picking up my phone in the morning, especially because I know when I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to be breastfeeding, I will most likely pick up my phone sometime in the middle of the night just to stay awake, basically. Or even I'll probably be on it more like throughout the day, just because like when you're breastfeeding, depending on how long your baby breastfeeds for, like sometimes they can breastfeed for like an hour. Like what if I'm sitting there for an hour? Like yes, I will probably like talk to him and kind of just like sing to him or whatever, but like after a certain amount of time that gets boring. Like I'm just being honest. So like I'll probably go on my phone more, but my goal is to not, like when I am about to get up and get ready for the day, to not grab my phone first thing. The second healthy habit that I want to do is make my bed. I'm normally pretty good at making my bed. I just kind of want to do it like right away. I normally always make my bed at some point throughout the day, but sometimes it's like 3 o'clock randomly. But like I really want to not only make my bed, but I want to, as soon as Paisley gets out of bed in the morning, that we will make her bed together. Obviously she's 2 and her bed is fairly large for her. There's not really a chance she'll make it herself, but I feel like as soon as we just get that in a routine, it'll make it easier for when she can do it herself to then be able to. The third healthy habit is I want to read more. I've started 2 new books. I'm reading Reminders in Him and then The Road Less Traveled, but I want to read more. I notice a huge difference in my mood if I read more, and like how relaxed I am. And then I also notice a difference in the way Paisley plays with her toys, and she wants to read more and she doesn't really want to be on the TV and stuff like that. So I've noticed a huge positive impact for me just reading in front of her and what that can do to her. Another healthy habit would be to have good meals, to still be able to have like ice cream and brownies, because I love like baking and I still want to be able to have those things, but to make sure that I'm having at least 3 like good meals a day, even if it has to be like something quick, as long as I'm getting some sort of nutritional value in those 3 meals. And then I can have whatever I want as like a snack. If I want to have ice cream for dessert, if I want to have like a popsicle or something, like I can have those and not feel guilty about it. Not that I normally feel guilty about it, but I kind of feel guilty about it sometimes if I'll have like a bowl of ice cream and then lunch will be in like 30 minutes, and then I'm not hungry for lunch. My goal is to kind of just be more mindful of my meals and what I am fueling my body with, especially when breastfeeding. I want to make sure that I at least have those foundational meals, and then I can snack on whatever I want. This is my last healthy habit, and this is something that I've recently been working on a lot, and it's been both beneficial to me and Paisley, and that's just to be more present. Like when I'm hanging out with her, put my phone away. Like if I'm gonna go play outside with her, like don't even have my phone with me, so that way like I can interact with her, I can play with her, we can have some one-on-one time, and that's just been very beneficial. And my goal is to continue that after I have him, just kind of enjoy these little moments, even if it's, I don't know why I was going with that sentence. That is everything. That is this whole update. That is this whole goal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was super long and kind of random because I haven't done a video like this in forever. But hopefully the next time you see me, I will have a baby. Hopefully. If not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And yeah, make sure to subscribe because I'm almost to my goal of 700 subscribers. And I will see you guys all in next week's video. Bye.